Welcome back to the Aussie Prepper channel and welcome back for another video. Now I'd like to welcome all my new subscribers. We've been getting around 1,000 subscribers a day since my last video was released, which is absolutely insane. So I'm hoping this video will do just as well as the last one. And today we will be talking about 5 things that people believe about police that are not correct. And I see these things all the time watching YouTube videos, and a lot of this stuff gets put out there because people watch American TV. And as I mentioned in my last video, stuff that happens over in America has got no bearing on stuff that happens in Australia. We're a whole different country and we've got our own laws and regulations and rules around policing. So let's have a look at misconception number 1. Police have to show you their badge number. Too much American TV. That's what's happening there. Police in Australia do not have badge numbers. There's no such thing. There is actually a serial number on the back of a police badge that's got nothing to do with a badge number like they have in the US. And police in Australia also have what they call a registered number, and that is the number that is allocated to that police officer when they join the police force. And it's just, he's the 5,853rd person to join the New South Wales police force. It's got nothing to do with anything else. There's no such thing as a badge number or identifying number that police have to provide to the public at any sort of interaction. No such thing. We don't have it. However, there's 3 things that police have to give you when they are exercising a power over the general public or over a person. First of all, unless they're in uniform, they have to tell you that they're a police officer. And they also have to give you their name, their rank, and the station that they're attached to. So they might say something along the line, I'm Senior Constable Smith from Whoop Whoop Police Station. So therefore that means they've given you their rank, their name, and the station that they're attached to. That's it. And they only need to do that if they're exercising a power, such as arresting someone or giving you some sort of official direction. So when you see all these Australian cop watch shows say, show us your badge number, give us your badge number. No. Name, rank, station. That's it. No badge numbers. All this is spelled out in section 202 of the Law Enforcement Powers and Responsibilities Act, if you want to look it up yourself. Misconception number 2. An undercover police officer has to tell you they are an undercover police officer if you ask them. Now, there's absolutely zero requirement for an undercover police officer to tell you that they are a police officer if you ask them directly. No such thing. It's all just made up. The only thing an undercover police officer can't do is they can't encourage you to commit an offence that otherwise you wouldn't have committed. So they can't encourage you to do something and then convict you of you doing that. They certainly do not have to tell you they are undercover police if you ask them. Misconception number 3. The police officer can't issue you a ticket if they're not wearing their hat. I don't know where that came from. It is just made up rubbish. I think it might be part of that sovereign citizen BS stuff that goes on that you might see on YouTube. What the police officer is wearing has absolutely no bearing on their ability to issue a ticket. They could issue you a ticket wearing their pyjamas, riding a tricycle with 2 flat tyres. They do not have to wear their hat to give you a ticket. They can give you a ticket once you've committed an offence. Now, the police guidelines actually say that a police officer should be wearing a hat when in public. A lot of times they wear the baseball caps now. In the old days it used to be the official police hats that they used to wear, but it's got no bearing on the validity of any tickets or any legal action that they might be taking against you. I mean, think about it. It makes no sense. You've got plainclothes police officers, they can issue tickets the same as any other police officer. Misconception number 4. Police have to show you the radar reading or the breathalyzer reading before they can charge you or take any action against you. Absolute rubbish. No such thing. They don't have to do that. They can show you if they want to. They can show you if they feel like it. They might show you if you ask them politely and they feel like showing you. They've got no legal obligation to show you any radar printouts, any radar readings or any breathalyzer readings. Police will record those readings and keep track of them for their own record. And in the case of breathalyzers, if you end up being over the limit, in your court paperwork you will be given the reading, in New South Wales anyway. So it will say the reading that you obtained and whether it's low range, mid range or high range. And that will relate to the charge that you're charged with. For example, you might be charged with low range drink driving, or you might be charged with mid-range drink driving. It will then give you the reading from the breathalyzer on the court or the charge paperwork in the fact sheet that is given to you in your court attendance notice. Misconception number 5, police have to give you a phone call. Yes and no. In New South Wales, while under arrest at a police station, you have the right to communicate with your legal representative, with a friend, or with family. So you are allowed those phone calls, either one or possibly all three. It is somewhat up to the discretion of the police officer whether they will allow you to contact all three of these people, but you're definitely allowed to contact your solicitor, or a friend, or a relative. It doesn't necessarily say and. Off the top of my head, the wording of the Act actually says you have the right to communicate with a lawyer, friend, or relative. However, Section 125 of the Law Enforcement Powers and Responsibilities Act in New South Wales also states that they may refuse to give you those phone calls if police believe one of the following: that you will contact an accomplice or another person involved in the crime that has not been arrested yet, or that the phone call would allow you to interfere with evidence that hasn't been collected yet, or a witness that police haven't interviewed yet. But those things don't stop you from contacting your legal representative. So basically, you might not be allowed to call a friend, or you might not be able to call a relative because they might be able to destroy some evidence, or they might have had involvement in the crime that's being investigated. So you certainly do get a phone call in Australia, in New South Wales, to contact your legal representative. However, unless you're eligible for stuff like Aboriginal legal aid or legal aid, police do not arrange legal representation for you. You need to do that. So if you don't have anyone that can do that for you, you might end up not having any legal representation. Now, the 5 points I've discussed in this video relate to New South Wales in Australia. However, all the other states will have very similar laws, and I highly recommend that you familiarise yourself with those laws in your state so you know what your rights are. So if you enjoyed today's video, do me a favour, leave a comment down below, give me a big thumbs up, and also leave a comment about what you might be interested in for the next few videos. There's plenty more videos coming up. I'm aiming to do 2 videos a week. They won't all be about police interactions. At this stage, I'm aiming to do a police-related video every Friday and another video on Tuesday nights. But I do run my own business and I do work full-time, so if I can't get the videos done, then you just won't get a video that week. Or it might be out the next day or something like that. I will do my best to provide you with a video every Tuesday night and every Friday night at 6 PM. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.